Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show.
Good morning! Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We got one more day until NFL and 2 more days before the Birds kick off in Brazil. Oh my, I cannot wait. Anthony Gargano Show presented by TrueMark Credit Union. That's right, TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Go to truemark.com/PHLY to find out about the credit union difference. But as much as we cannot wait for the start of the NFL season, baseball. Yes, it's getting real. It's September. And on a night in Toronto, when you thought the Phillies, well, you win 3 or 4 against Atlanta, there's always that come down kind of game. It's, the trap type game. You're in Toronto for just 2 games. You got your 5th starter who's struggling, right? Like you can't find a 5th starter. It was Phillips, then it was Walker. Both have been bad. Now Phillips gets another shot, and he doesn't last the first inning. The Blue Jays all over him. A 6th spot. But a man named Kyle. My Lord. Schwarbombs everywhere. 3 of them last night. Kyle Schwarber has one of the epic games, including the 3-run bomb in the 9th inning to win it. 3 home runs. He's 5 for 6. 5 for 6 for the Schwarbomb. He's scores 4 runs, knocks in 6, 3 bombs. Wow. There's some games where you just go, my God, that guy can hit a long ball. He's Babe Ruth, right? Like he looks it and the ball just flies, especially at the Rogers Center where the ball will fly out of that park. And man, Schwarber was just on fire last night. Everything he hit. I don't know why you would throw him a fastball in the zone, anywhere near the zone. I just don't know why you do it. And he was just incredible last night. And the top of the order, which was a fret for a long time, 10 for 18. Turner looks good. Bryce has had some good at-bats. We talked about it yesterday with Todd Zalecki. Looks like Bryce, even though he's kind of has the nagging injuries, beat up a little bit, is getting better cuts at the plate. He had a couple hits, but it was a night for Schwarbaum. And he pulls it out. Big 3-run bomb, 3rd of the game. Phillies win 10-9. Wow. That was one of those games where after the Braves series, you're just feeling sky high. Wow. Man, we're going to talk to Charlie Manuel today, Kevin Negandhi today. We're going to get all geeked up between the Birds and the Fightins. Good morning, my boys. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Can't wait to talk about it. Here he is, JP, John Zapata. Buenos dias. And, of course, the man, VG, Violations Greg Caputo. I mean,
they're back.
All right.
Short bombs. Yo, they were back, but now they're back.
Nah, they're back.
They're back.
Right? Like,
Swagger's back.
You play playoff baseball.
Yeah.
Right? Against Atlanta. You win 3 or 4. Then you have a game like last night where the bats go wild and the Schwarbombs goes crazy.
The bats are on fire, guys. This is insane.
Dude, the whole demeanor. We had talked before. They lost their edge. They're just back. Dugouts on. Or they expect to win. They expect something good to happen. They got the swagger back.
And it was funny because, didn't the entire night, I don't know about you guys, watching that game, it felt like they were going to come back. Like, you actually felt it. It was 6-1, but you go, all right, look, let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start picking at it, right? And even when Guerrero hits the home run to make it, when Vladdy goes deep, to make it 8-4. You still went, I don't know, there's still a lot of ball left.
This bullpen stinks.
Right.
Yeah. Stinks.
They're
bad.
Right?
You always got a shot against the Blue
Right. And
Jays.
you go, all right, I like this. And sure enough, they come all the way back. and win it. It winds up being a big game because you remember the Dodgers win, the Brewers lose. So this is where you're fighting, right? Like you got to make sure that you love home field against the Dodgers, but you definitely don't want to be the wild card. So this next month is about jockeying for the top 2 spots.
Yeah, let's give a shout out. Cody Clemens, man.
Yeah, I was
He's legit, like really good at bats. Like a 9-pitch at bat and a 7-pitch at bat.
You know what's funny? I was watching when he hit the double, and I'm going, you know what? I had like a weird premonition that he's going to come up with a big playoff pinch hit.
I can see that.
You see it, right?
For sure. I can feel that. Yeah.
I had a playoff premonition. Like, I could see Clemens. Like, I make sure he'd be on the roster.
It's weird
like,
he can't stay up here.
He's a guy from the left side that he's had a good year. Yeah. You're right.
And he's got
your kudos, man.
It's something to be said in sports. That works out a lot.
I would love to see. I'd love to see him around and be on the playoff roster. And you got another bat. You have Sosa on the right side and Clemens on the left side. Yeah. Like you need some punch, some bench, right?
Yeah.
Because Sosa comes up with a big hit. Like he's that guy. Look, Sunday night he had a couple
pesky.
Yeah. He always comes up with a good AB, strong AB.
You got a strong glove from him too.
Yeah, so you got covered from both sides of the plate.
It's weird that Clemens can't stick here, but I can't remember him being disappointed in him. He just always comes through. It feels like it's weird.
And he did. You're right. He had like good at bats.
The one was an 11-pitch at bat that ended up being an RBI. 11-pitch at bat.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that would have been the prize of the Soto trade, huh?
Right.
You're right. But look, we're on the eve of NFL kickoff, and they're back. Like that was what we were joking about it yesterday, but that was the benchmark. Can they get their swagger back by kickoff? And here it is. It's perfect timing too.
Yeah, we're gonna start calling you Cuz Adamas because you kind of called this Cuz.
Well, it was more of I don't worry.
It's baseball, JP. It's baseball.
I know. He used to hate. He's in the throes of depression,
baseball.
Of Phillies fear with a PH. I don't want to hear it. I'm like, dude, it's baseball. Come on, man.
Now he's got the nice Phillies outfit.
Now, he's all geeked
Dude,
up.
I had my Eagles wardrobe planned for the week. It's going to be all birds. And then after last night's game, you got to show some love for the boys.
That outfit there.
Well, it was funny because you guys shamed me, so I wore my Eagles sweatshirt.
We got Kate Rez. His Cuz looks good in a hat.
Cuz.
Yeah. Well, you guys shamed me about the not wearing the colors and all. I was like, wow, the first week.
I'm a professional. I'm a journalist.
I know, you're right.
I'm a journalist. I can't wear swag.
You're right.
Come on, man.
All these years of program, like I would always have like, all right, I could chat on my inner 12-year-old, right? And I talk about it on the air. But when I was serious and, do the national stuff and writing, it was like, press box attire.
Because he's a versatile man. He can rock, he
goes both worlds. But this is fandom world here.
I know. I know. Well, guess what? I'm in that mode. Like I feel like it. I don't know about you guys, right? But this season, oh man, I'm so excited for it. I just think their offense is going to be so good. We should see something that we've never seen before. I would be extremely disappointed.
I thought you were talking about the Phillies offense for a second.
Well, no, I mean, we'll get back to that. I mean, it's going to be around October.
Yeah.
But this Eagles season, like with their offense, I was looking at it last night, and I was just looking at their rosters, and like we don't realize how good we have it.
Yeah,
we really don't. There has been some absolute dreck that has come through here. This roster is by far the best roster, top heavy, but offense that they've ever had. And it's not even close. The LeSean, that was a good squad. But this is epic compared to any of those teams. B. West, T.O. was here, a blip. Right?
Yeah.
How many times do you remember the James Thrash and Todd Pigston and Nate Brown?
Dante Stallworth, Reggie Brown.
Oh, my God. And I love Chad Lewis, but when Chad Lewis is your biggest threat.
Not good.
Like, working the middle of the field.
Yeah. Everyone's buying in. I mean, I'm just gauging. I've been to my second fantasy draft, and Hurts,
Nice.
A.J. Brown, and Devontae are going. They're the first 3 going before any other team's top 3.
Really?
They're early on, yeah. I mean, the Niners are not even close because Purdy goes late, so everyone's buying into this offensive weapons here.
Well, it's interesting because we had the Geek on last Friday, and he likes Dotson in fantasy as a third receiver.
Man, that would have to
option.
be a deep league.
I mean, I was thinking to him, I was like, well, there are going to be those games where Dotson's going to get his looks, right? And he's probably going to eat up on the stat sheet. But, I mean, the weapons are endless. It's going to be an AJ game. It's going to be a Devontae game. It's going to be a Saquon game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you're right, cuz we've been through it. I mean, I remember, was it 2016? We were all clamoring for Paul Turner to get some reps in a game.
Paul Turner,
guys.
dude.
And we've come a long way.
Hey, by the way, real quick, got some updated Eagles news as they leave for Brazil this morning. Our man Bo Wolf, make sure, shout out to Bo, big yo to Bo, and our Eagles show with Zach. Zach's down and he's leaving for Brazil today. He actually was here last night. Devin White out for the game.
Yikes.
All right, so Dean and Bourne will likely start at linebacker.
Sounds like a Trot Jr. show.
Not for long.
Yeah.
Yes. Trot Jr. or even Bo says Oren Burks. So
Let's go, Trot.
yeah,
Trot.
I go with the baby axe.
Yeah,
I
got
need
to.
the baby axe.
Got a lot of fandom so far early on.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. It was interesting nationally. Which is weird. They're talking about this game like it's paramount for the Eagles. And they're like, it's a week 1, but it sets the tone after the collapse last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the
because
collapse is-
Sirianni's on this hot seat. That's what the national story is. I see it all the time on ESPN. So, I mean, if they come out 0-1, the seat's hotter.
I mean, come on. I mean, listen. First of all, the game's in Brazil, so it's a complete wild card of a game.
You're right.
I mean, truthfully, I don't even know how to handicap it. Like, I think they should score. I mean, I think Green Bay's good, but the Eagles should score. I don't know about the defense. I don't know what this defense is going to be like. And what do we know about September, right? It's a glorified preseason.
Exactly.
Yeah, they count, but you can't read into stuff in September. At least the first 2-3
And now
weeks.
they're losing one of their top 2 signings on the defense for the first game. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know about how good Devin White's going to be.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
Him and CJGJ or whatever. Just honestly, like that's the 2 big moves.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of us fans wanted to see Devin White out there with the Eagles, especially week 1. in Brazil.
Yes, but I mean,
It is
listen,
what it is.
I'm with him. Give me Trot Jr. any day of the week because I'm anxious to see him. This team's going to go by its front. Linebacker's one thing, and I know they got Jacobs, so obviously, it's important in this game. But in reality, it's about those kids taking the next step.
Big move yesterday with Jack Driscoll signing. I like that for depth.
Yeah, I do. I like that too.
Yeah.
I thought that was very good. But they need the Kobe Dean to step up.
Mm-hmm. They've been for years. We've been waiting for the Kobe Dean to step up. This is the year the Georgia boys got to get together.
Well, that's
all
it,
of them.
right? Jalen Carter has to be a
I'm not
game
worried
record.
about him. No, I think he's going to be beast mode.
I'm not either, but you know how I feel about him.
Yeah.
I'm expecting game record.
Yeah.
The only way that they can generate pass rush is if he's a game record. He's got to be in it. He's got to be one of the stars on defense. When we talk about the stars on defense in the NFL, right? And we talk about them all, he's got to be one of them.
I'll be honest. I'm not really worried about him like week 1. I'm more concerned of him with consistency because we all saw him last year. He started the season off really well. And as the season went off, he kind of disappeared.
I think that's, we all say rookie, right? We all say rookie wall.
That's what I want to see this year from him.
the whole
Coordinator's adjusted. He's getting double teamed, wears them down.
Right, but now this is where, again, he's going to get doubled. He's that good. He's that much of a freak that he's going to get doubled. I want to see Fangio kind of move him up and down the line, right? And this way you try to free him up a little bit and let them go and figure out doubles. And that's where your edges have to eat.
Right.
That's the biggest
When
question
he's
mark.
doubled, Dean, Nolan Smith, that's when they got to come up.
Yeah.
They got to come up big
Huff.
then.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go. I don't know about Huff.
He's been the quietest. Like, there's nothing. You haven't heard much about him at all through preseason, really.
And it's weird because they don't you don't even know what to expect from him.
No.
Other than, put a number on it, 8 sacks, 9 sacks. Right.
Yeah.
But they got to get pass rush off the edge somewhere.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's maybe the old man, BG.
Oh, man.
They're gonna
I don't
need
want to
him.
rely on that.
They're going to need him.
I know.
Yeah, but as a rotation, because I don't want to rely
You know
on
what's
edge
interesting
rush on
is
him.
the guy that they really need is Sweat.
Yeah.
Like, Sweat needs to be a force.
Do you have much faith that can happen?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Do you asking me?
Yeah.
Is he? Do I think he's going to be Reggie White?
If you're game planning against the Birds, I mean, you're not really that concerned with Sweat.
Well, but that's what he needs because he's always close, right? Like he's always. I keep waiting. I don't know.
He's
maybe
Mamula away.
Yes, he's better than Mamula. But I keep waiting for him because I think he's got the ability to blossom. Right?
Yeah.
So maybe, and I'm holding out hope that he can.
He's getting old at this time, isn't he? How old is he now? Maybe like 4 or 5 years in the league? 5 years?
It feels like it's been a minute.
I feel like he's been here forever.
5, I would say 5.
I would say 5 or 6.
I'm going to look it up.
7 years.
7.
Yeah,
He's been here for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a 2018 draft, right?
Yeah, this is it.
With Mailata and
Experienced
Sanders.
7 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when it comes to Sweat, like that's why I think Huff is so important. I'm really high on Huff too because like Sweat cannot be the only one providing.
How do you get high on Huff, though? What have you seen or heard to get high on him?
So I did like some of the things I did see with the Jets, and we do have this knack of finding these free agents, and they just blossom here. They have a better career here in Philadelphia.
Finding the free agent.
That spoken like Howie Jr.
Right? No, spoken like Junior, right? Like a guy that doesn't know the name Ron Salt, right?
Oh my God.
Or Javon Curse, who was cursed.
What about Onion? What about Malcolm Jenkins? What about Hassan Reddick?
Well, right, like glory days. Like you got the days. You're not at all chafed.
No.
Right? Like you don't understand.
It's all tulips and roses over here.
Like
We're stepping on glass.
You're such a lucky mother father born the way you are. You have no, it's all good.
Hey, Bubby Brister.
Huff. Relying on you, Huff.
Yeah. Good luck. Because I'm not. I don't know. I want some sweat.
With some sweat.
All right. We got lots to do today. Okay, here we got coming up. The brain early today to give us some look. He's going to go off to the south
before
of France.
he goes to the south of France.
God bless
during
him.
the first week of football season.
I know. So somebody's in love.
Well, yeah.
Somebody's in love. First week of football season.
Right. Come on, man.
Charlie.
Love it.
Yes. The skill.
He's got to be juiced up from last night.
Well, last night we were texting, and Schwarber and all. I go, you want to go? You want to come on tomorrow to talk? I would love to.
Nice. Dude, I love that.
Yeah, I was like, come on, brother. Well, I would love to. Let's go. The way he loves him.
Yeah.
He loves this squad, the way it is. So we got Charlie and our good buddy, Kevin Negandhi. Woo. At 10 o'clock, I get my college football
He was
fix.
all tweeting out last night about the game.
Yeah, so we'll get in. All things Philadelphia and college football because Kevin, every week during the season, we'll talk to him. Let me tell you about Sleep Healthy PA. That's Dr. Andy. Stop the snore, Dr. Andy says. So Dr. Andy is a trained dentist who is also board certified when it comes to sleep disorders. He realized this. He was staying with a friend. And this is how brilliance happens, right? He was staying with a friend and helping him who had cancer. And he realized that he snored and he was keeping his buddy up and he felt horrible. So he devised this dental contraption to combat his own snoring. And so now he figured it out. Way to stop the snore and to cure sleep apnea without using the CPAP and everything else that's a drag, right? He has these dental appliances and laser therapy to open up your passageways at night to help you breathe, right? Not like in that sleep apnea, which is really bad for you. You don't get enough oxygen in your blood. Your cells can't heal. You're not reaching the REM sleep where you're regenerating. you got to check out Dr. Andy, Sleep Healthy PA. All right, sleephealthypa.com, sleephealthypa.com. It's Dr. Andy. You can also call him at 215-337-2501, 215-337-2501. That's Dr. Andy and tell him PHLY sent you.
Needed him last night because there was no way I was falling asleep after that Kyle Schwarber game. It was absolutely ridiculous. Guys, real quick, let's talk about finances, all right? Cuz got you with the sleep health. We're talking about the health of your pockets because I know that finances, that conversation can be very, very tricky in 2024, and it's okay. That's why we have our friends over at TrueMark and some of their money management tools through their mobile banking apps that can make it easier to manage all your finances. You know, it doesn't have to be that hard, ladies and gentlemen. Managing family finances includes budgeting for kids' sports leagues. Create a separate budget category for sports expenses to track all your costs effectively. And also involve your kids in those financial discussions. It's never too early to start those financial discussions with your kids. And with TrueMark Financial, they're going to make it easier for you as well. If you guys are going to an away game like myself, I'm looking at that Baltimore game later on this year for the Birds. You want to make sure that you're always tracking your finances. We all been there, right? We go to the stadium, especially an NFL game. We're spending a pretty penny. Next thing you know, the next morning, you spent $500. Like, where did all my money go? Well, TrueMark Financial will break it down for you and it'll tell you exactly how you spent all of that money. TrueMark Financial is federally insured by the NCUA and is an equal opportunity lender. If you folks would like some more information or to start your credit union career today, all you got to do is go to TrueMark.com/PHLY. That's TrueMark.com/PHLY. Or if you're like myself, a little old school, you want to talk to someone face to face, 24 branches in the Philadelphia area. They have fantastic people there that will help you with answering any questions that you may be having. So, start your credit union career today here with our friends over at TrueMark Financial.
All right, JP, like it. All right, time now for the Daily Grind. So, of course, that's brought to us by the Bet Park Sportsbook and Casino app. And with us, the analyst for the Bet Park Sportsbook Casino app. That's right, the Brain.
Brain. Red, the Brain Finder.
Good morning, Brain.
Good morning. How are you, my friend?
Good. Get ready to be. The Eagles are going to Brazil. You're going to the south of France.
Yeah, we should say bonjour.
I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I'm looking forward to it. You ever been there, Anthony?
I have not. I have not been to the.
Yeah.
Why go to France when you're so close to Italy at that point? Come on,
That's
man.
always been my. That's always been my take.
I want to answer that. I love Italy. Like, I think it's like, but I actually think this is like, to me, the south of France and Italy, believe it or not, and you're gonna smack me, but I think they're neck and neck. Italy's my favorite, but south of France to me is a close second.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't blame you. I mean, I hear the beauty of it. I mean, I get it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's just
I get it. I'm an Italophile, so and I always view it like there's so many places I haven't been in that country, so I want to do. I love Paris and all. I mean, it's beautiful, but I've never.
See, I haven't been to Paris.
What?
Well, you haven't been to Paris?
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, you got to
That's
go
a violation.
to Paris.
You've been in France and not Paris. That's a violation. Come on,
but you got to go to. Listen.
No, I hear you.
I'm a Hemingway
little
fan.
art, some culture.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, forget about.
Hold on, Brad, is he shaving? Are you growing something out for this trip? Are you going to shave this stubble? What's happening on this trip?
Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do now. This is at this point in my life. I'm engaged. I'm whatever. I'm like, I start shaving when it starts to itch me. I'm just lazy. I usually go like 5 days, and it starts to itch, and it's 100% laziness. I admit it. I just don't want to be.
I get I do that too. So, I'm a half an inch guy too.
Yeah, but you go in the south of France. You clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, I guess. Enough of that.
My bad.
We got Charlie coming up. I got to go. We got football. Brain's leaving. All right, we got to get right to it. You got to give me what's happening. Let's go college football first. All right.
I'm going to give you a game, Anthony. It's interesting. A little bit obscure of a game, but Daquan Finn is the quarterback who was MAC Player of the Year, from Toledo last year. Transferred to Baylor. 2 years ago, 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 2 years a I think again, I like these dual threat quarterbacks. He played really well. I watched some of that first game. Again, it was against, I think, Tarleton. It was a bad competition, but I think he's decent. And I think Baylor is decent. Here's the key. You can get over 14. You can get 14 and a half right now on the Park site. I think they can keep this game close. Now, Utah, I have a lot of respect for Utah. I mean, I love the coach, love the quarterback. But I think 14 and a half is too many points. And I say Baylor keeps this one tight. That's my favorite college game of the week, actually, Anthony. I think it's going to be again, maybe I'm a little higher.
I like it. Listen, I like and Cam Rising is ridiculous, but I agree with you. I think Baylor keeps that game close. That's too many points.
I think they keep it close. 14 and a half is a big number.
Yeah. How about Bama?
I mean, look, Bama, Anthony. I mean, they're obviously really good. That was not one of the games that I personally liked. South Florida, to me, I mean, look, it's gonna be just another blowout. But that's not, like, to me, I'm looking at the line right now, it's 31. I mean, again, that wasn't. I think that's more or less the right number. I will tell you this: a game that I think could be an upset. Now, I don't know why he got kicked out, Anthony, of Ohio State. I don't know if they didn't guarantee him the job or whatnot with McCord. I'm not overrating McCord. I'm really not. But I thought he got a
I wanted to bring this up to you the
rap.
other day. Syracuse. I like McCord. I agree with you.
I think they're going to win.
He had a good game last week. He
did. And again, now it's interesting. I've seen this. It kind of reminds me of a way different level. But when Jalen Hurts went from Alabama, where he was kind of, Tua came in, he was kind of like, for a guy who had success, he was kind of like, didn't get the love he maybe deserved. Then he went to Oklahoma, and it now was his team. I kind of feel that way about McCord, where it's his team now in Syracuse, and he's probably loving it, embracing it. And Georgia Tech, let's look at what they did that first game. Yes, they won. But does that win look quite as good now, Anthony?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
They beat Florida State, who, look, we talk about the word Fugazi.
I agree.
It's a little Fugazi. I think Syracuse wins the game outright.
Yeah.
You don't want to take the line plus $1.35, $1.40, or if you want to take the 3, great. Those would be my 2 favorite games, Anthony, because I think you have an underdog that's going to win.
I misspoke on Bama. I thought it was the week after where they're playing Wisconsin. Let me Texas.
Well, the big game is Texas, Michigan.
Yeah, and you're a Michigan man, and Ewers look great. Now again, they didn't play anybody. Arch comes in, looks fantastic. This Texas team's good. How do you see it?
Listen, look, again, Michigan's under season wins was like my biggest over under bet, because this is why. To me, Texas and Michigan are in different classes. Now, this line opened at 6.5, Anthony, up to 7.5. Again, because you saw that first game, Michigan extremely unimpressive offensively against Fresno. Texas looked great. I cannot get myself to lay over a touchdown. My numbers made this between 7 and 7.5. Not going to play it, but I have no interest in taking Michigan, because I don't trust them to score. I do not trust them to score. And I know Texas, this game could be 10-3 at halftime, but I think Texas will find ways to score and Michigan won't.
Agreed. My favorite game, me and my man Boo, Nebraska. The Huskers roll over Prime. They crush Prime. I love Nebraska and Dylan Raiola and I do know that there's no love lost between the two.
No, there's not. Anthony, I was hoping this line would come in, because I made this line 8.5. It's 7.5. I was hoping to come in at 6.5 because of the public side of Colorado. I didn't get my wish. I wanted it to be less than a touchdown. Look, I think Coach Rule's
double digits, my brother. They win by double digits. Trust me on that. Double digits. My man, Matty R is going to rub his nose in it.
Oh, does he dislike him, do you think?
Maybe. So tell me about the NFL, because we got Charlie waiting, and I want to get to Charlie in a minute.
Anthony, I told you I like the under in the Steelers game, Anthony. I like under 42 in that very much. I think the Jaguars plus 3.5 against Miami. I think that is a 50-50 game. I like Minnesota against the Giants. I just think that they're, again, the better team. And let me just bring up the NFL real quick. I'm sorry. I'll just do a quick rundown. I think Arizona could beat Buffalo outright. 6.5 points, I think, is too high. I think Texans are better than the Colts because they less than the field goal. I just think there is that much difference. I like Atlanta laying 3 against Pittsburgh. And I would say, Anthony, that would probably basically be my thoughts on the NFL. And baseball, real quick tonight. Spencer Arrighetti, Anthony, 38 innings pitched. He has 55 strikeouts the last 38 innings. 5.5 strikeouts. This is criminally low on parts. I don't get it. Against a Cincinnati team that strikes out a lot, that number should be 6.5, maybe even 7.5. Love Spencer Arrighetti. Houston Astros over 5.5 strikeouts. I also like Houston in that game, laying $1.39. I think it is. Nick Martinez has been trash recently. Arrighetti's been on fire, and plus I have a much better bullpen with Houston, so I like them very, very much in this spot.
Yeah, I agree. Tomorrow night, over. I just think both teams score.
Agree with the over. I do, Anthony. I think both teams. How is either team going to hold the other team to less than 21 here? I would be very surprised.
Yeah,
I really would. I would be very surprised. So yeah, I do like the over. I do. I can't wait to watch the game.
And take Worthy to score.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Watch Worthy. Right, take his overs. Take his over yards. I don't know what it's going to be, but you watch. They'll have one big play. All right.
All right, buddy. I like it.
Listen, we love you. Have a safe trip. Enjoy yourself. And then let's get back to business, all right? Enough with the love stuff. It's football season, man. You're in violation.
Guilty. I agree. I accept. I'll see you guys next week.
See you, buddy. The brain checking in. Come on, you got to go on vacation.
Well, they don't have communications, and Oz, he's not checking Oz on vacation. He can't come in.
Who knows? Well, you can't go to the south of France during football season.
No, totally not.
I mean, that's, come on, stop. All right? You got the spring for that.
It's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. A little bit. All right. Now let's get to my main man, because nobody enjoys a display like last night and the Schwarber like that man.
Yeah.
It's the great. What's up, Skip?
What's up? Can you hear me?
I got you good, buddy.
It's good. Yeah, what about those Phillies, man?
How about your boy Schwarber? Let me ask you a question. You and him, how similar of a hitter were you guys?
I think Schwarber, he's got a little shorter, quick swing than I had. He's got a beautiful swing, and he transfers his weight good to his front side. And when he stays in a strong hitting position, he can really pop the ball. He's got a beautiful swing. I've always liked him. I saw him playing college for about probably 10 times or something, and I loved him back then. He defied baseball, actually, the kind of player he is. He knocks in runs, he scores runs. He's got a high on-base percentage. So, like when he's hitting 250 or something like that, somebody say, well, you need another leadoff hitter. No, that's not true, because he does what a baseball player's supposed to do.
You know what's crazy? I never understood this. Chicago, he's on the Cubs. He's in Boston. He's in Washington. I don't understand these teams, what they didn't see in him, when all he does is hit bobs, and he's a great clubhouse guy.
Yeah, I think once he joins our team, he knew all of our teammates when he was joining us, and he's really set in, and he's definitely a big leader on our team, and he's definitely dangerous at the plate, man. We get hot, we get on a roll.
So, how good was a game like last night? What is a game like last night when your starting pitcher can't get out of the first inning, right? You're looking up, it's 6-1, and after the Braves series, they claw all the way back and then win it in that dramatic fashion in the ninth. What's that do for a club?
That really picks you up. Would I bet they were big happy as that getting that win there. Then in any this year, I guarantee you, if you had to go ask them, that was big for them. Today they come out today. If they win today, they're gonna be on the way, man.
Well, you know what's amazing is that they take 3 or 4 from Atlanta, and it was just really good baseball, right? It was playoff type baseball. Wheeler was dominant. Nola, 9 strikeouts. He had it going. Castellanos, some big hits. And they win in a playoff kind of matchup. And then yesterday, it's all about the bats exploding.
Yeah, the Phillies are one of their strong suits is they play 27 outs, and they're always in the game when you got someone like Schwarber and Harper, Turner, and those guys like that. Castellanos, he goes in that group too. They're always in the game. I mean, they play 27 outs.
You know what's interesting is that they started changing their approach at the plate because they realized that nobody was giving them fastballs, right? They were pitching him all soft, all junk, and they started to sit soft, right? Like that was one of the things. And I'm curious, you are an expert teacher. You have a PhD in hitting. Is that the remedy? Because, even in the playoffs, they're not going to give you a big array of fastballs.
Right. Well, like actually when the teams they're playing and they throwing them a lot of soft breaking balls, change ups, things like that. You got to make sure you have self control of your adrenaline. And if you can do that, that slows the game down for you, and you will stay on the ball, and that's what makes success. You stay in the middle of the field, think in the middle of the field, and try to hit the ball hard, and that's basically what's going to work out for you. But nowadays in the game, like the hitter, he's got a good chance to have he guess, and he's got better than 50% of guessing. Uh, he'll be right. So therefore, because of the data that they have, and that changes the whole game around really.
Well, you brought up Castellanos, and he had a great weekend, and he's had a really good stretch, and he's been one of them because they're not giving him fastballs a hit. They know that breaking pitch has always been the thing that gets him out, and his approach to that has been really good. Like he's been giving you good ABs.
Let me tell you something. When he's staying behind the baseball, catching a ball out front with a real nice smooth swing, he's as good as anybody in the game. Really, he can play as good as anybody in baseball. When he gets jumpy and he overswings and things like that, he's got to slow the game down. He's a very high energy guy, but when he slows the game down, he's good.
Yeah, I'm feeling you, man. He's when he has that, he means so much to that lineup. Curious, when your team was the same way, where you guys feasted on fastballs. Jimmy fastball, Howard fastball, Chooch was a fastball hitter. How did you guys respond when teams stopped throwing you, pitching you dead red? What was your message to them?
Well, you got to wait. You got to be very patient. One thing you got to not be trying to do too much, and you're always strong when you think you are, and you're always quick with your swing than you realize you are, and the good you got a good adrenaline at the plate, and that's how you succeed. And when they're throwing you fastball hitters definitely can hit fastballs. And when they slow the game down, they got to make an adjustment, and that is stay in the middle of the field and you try to hit the ball hard.
Hey Skip, it's Greg here. We've heard that Bryce has got a couple nagging injuries. He didn't look real comfortable on a couple swings last night. As a manager, is that something you can talk to him about taking a couple days off, or is that something players just they won't listen to you as a manager with that situation?
Yeah, I think with Bars, Bryce has got to be hurting really a lot to want to sit out a game. But at the same time, if he's hurting and we can get by with it, yeah, I definitely give it day or two off.
How do you approach this month, right? Because I still remember how pissed you were in 2011 when they started to get a little complacent and you were upset. Like, you got mad. Like, how do you approach this whole month and stay?
Do that now, Anthony. Hey, I think they'd run you out of the clubhouse now if you do that.
So what do you do? How do you approach the way this month is? Do you try to mix in some rest early? Like you look at a guy like Bryce. Do you back Bryce off a little bit, like throughout the entire month to kind of get him ready? And how do you approach it?
Yeah, he knows how to play, and he knows the things what a leader definitely does. And just because we don't see things, that doesn't mean that he's not really into it and have a grip on the team. And but with him and Schwarber and Turner, they really play good together. And if somebody don't run or something like that, I don't think the manager has to really get on guys, because I think the leaders do. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about more about resting and the lineup, right? Like, because of September. Now, obviously, you got to keep. You got the Dodgers and Milwaukee that you're fighting for the top spots, and you want to stay on the wild card. But do you try to manage their workload over the next month?
Yeah. Well, you got to pick and choose when you give guys days off. You just can't give 2 or 3 regulars off, and because you want to still win the games. So like the St. Louis Cardinals was when Wainwright, Carpenter beat us. In the playoffs and things like that. He threw a lot of slow breaking ball stuff. Or 10 days before that, we scored a bunch of runs off of him. Howard had like 7 or 8 RBIs in the game, and we crushed him. He come back and beats in the playoff. And what happened was we said when we won the playoff, we got in. We had still 3 games left in that series at Citizens Bank Park, and we started resting our players. And by resting our players, we got in a row.
Oh, we're losing. We lost the Skip. You're in a bad zone, Skip. Yeah. Listen, I don't know. I think we're losing you, buddy. Yeah. No, we don't. We got a bad connection. So why don't we listen, Skip? Tell him we love him, and I know he's going to the doctors. So
all right.
All right. He can hear us now. We love you, buddy. All right. Listen, good luck at the doctors. You're going to be great. And we'll get him. All right.
Great day for his energy.
Yeah, I just need to see him. Right?
Like for last night.
With the Skip, I need to see him. I need to talk to him.
Yeah.
When we were talking, so it's great. We know he was going to the doctors. He was dying to come on just to talk about it because he gets so excited. It's what's cool about him is that he's been in the game 60 years, right? Like, and he loves it. Yeah, he still loves it. He watches every pitch, every inning. Like, he can't wait to get back up here. He's in Florida. Yeah. Can't wait to get back up here.
Now, when he was in studio, talking to him about baseball, you saw this glow to him. He comes alive. It's so cool. It's cool talking baseball with him. It's
he's such a treasure. There was a time, it was funny. It was in the off season. I don't even. It was springtime or whatever. It was like spring training. I think it was spring training. And I said, he goes, he's got to do a Phillies cruise, like they were doing one of those celebrity Phillies cruises.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I got to go on this cruise. I go, no, I go, dude, go enjoy yourself a little bit. You got a nice 10-day vacation on the islands. Oh, Anthony, I don't want to go to no islands. So I want to be behind the cage. And I go, man, God bless you. Because he loves it. He loves standing behind the cage with his fingers intertwined in the fence, right?
Yeah.
And just watching guys hit.
And he loves the Phillies. Like
Loves
he's had
the
a
Phillies.
long career in baseball.
There was
He
you know what's
loves the
interesting?
Phillies.
When he was on the sidelines before he came back that last time, remember, as the hitting coach, he got offered a couple gigs, and he said, "Well, I don't think I can put another uniform on." Wow. And it was bench coach or a hitting coach because he's such a great hitting coach. And he's like, and he turned him down. He goes, I just don't think I could put on another uniform.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
He's important here.
Yeah.
He's
he did.
instant
Legend.
He became it's funny because he made his most the Indians.
Yeah.
Like his first, when he was a manager, he was a hitting coach and a manager, and they won and they loved him. And like for forever, he was an American League hitting, Indians guy. And he grew to love the Phillies.
I mean, like, what was it, 25? When we won in 08, it was a 25-year drought that we haven't won anything in the city?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, this dude is revered here in the city. Like, everyone loves
That was
Charlie.
100 seasons. Dude.
Yeah.
We went 100 seasons between championships.
He's got to be, like, maybe Doug, but he's got to be the most favorite coach or manager in Philadelphia sports history.
Yeah,
I would think so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Doug wins it, and Doug was lovable, but Charlie had longer tenure.
Yeah.
And then the way, and Charlie's been around, right? Like, so he's always around. Doug goes on to coach another team.
Yeah. But Vermeil was popular for a while. Yeah.
Those teams were so loved. Like, even like you guys, I feel like the 80s is more your team, but you guys still talk about like those 08 teams.
No. For me, the 08 team.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the 80, I mean, I was a little boy, right? Right. To this day, I mean, when Boa comes on, he's the greatest, right?
Yeah.
Schmitty and all those dudes. So, but that 08 team is my favorite. That during that era. I love this team, though. I have to tell you.
I like this team better.
So do I.
This team's entertaining.
I like this team better.
It's funny. If you think about this team, first of all, Harper is the greatest. Like, I never thought I would appreciate a superstar the way I love
he's
the
on
guy.
another level than Chase.
Yes.
People love Chase here, but Bryce is a different level.
He's better than Chase, and he's way more personable.
Yeah.
Chase didn't have a great personality. Chase was just unto himself. Great player.
Yeah.
Right? Great Philly, but he wasn't like Bryce. Bryce has flair.
I would love Jimmy on this team.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Jimmy would be great on this team.
Yeah, but this group is a lovable. I mean, Schwarber's got that lovable quality about him.
But even like, you know what, Philadelphia, what do Philadelphia fans love? They love edge, they love chippiness, they love the underdog. Like, you look at even like our rotation, right? Like Zach Wheeler, he was with the Mets, he had those injuries, he comes here, he becomes even better. He becomes one of the best pitchers in baseball.
But you know what's funny? They're not an underdog.
I know, I'm just saying the way.
Here's the thing, and I always fought against that notion. Like, bleep the underdog. Give me talent. Why do you want to be an underdog? I want to be a favorite. I want to go. The Phillies go and spend with their payroll. There's no underdog. They got elite stars.
That Parks got him as the second favorite to win the World Series.
Right. Like, it's the Phillies and the Dodgers.
And the Yanks.
Yeah. But and they're spending money.
Yeah.
Like, forget the underdog thing. That's the last thing. Look at the Eagles. Are they an underdog? No.
This team's definitely not an underdog. I'm just saying kind of like how the pitchers were brought up a little bit. Even look at Ranger Suarez. I mean, the dude was a bullpen piece.
Yeah, but
he became a starter.
But listen, there's nothing underdog about them.
No.
The Wheeler's
Not
not
the
an
Seaman.
underdog, even though he came into his own here. Same thing. Like Noah just got paid. Like this is about talent, right? Like
There's certainly
Wheeler
talent
just
in the same.
is an ace, and you should want. And one of the things that you should want is talent.
Yes.
Like, forget about muckers and grinders and underdogs. All right?
Man.
That's not how you win. It's not more fun to win with I don't understand the notion, and we do have this notion, that it's more fun to win as the underdog. Bleep that noise.
Oh, a friend of the show, Johnny Goodtimes at Shive Sports, he's a big analytics guy. He's always anti-spending big. It's like, what Major League Baseball team that hasn't spent with superstars has won?
Right.
I mean, they're
spend in
competitive.
baseball.
Yeah.
But they don't win.
That's why that whole Billy Bean nonsense,
Yeah.
Fugazi,
Yeah.
right?
They're working
That
out for the
whole
Rays.
Moneyball was nonsense.
Yeah.
They didn't win.
Yeah, that franchise.
They made
is
the
just
playoffs.
array.
You're making a movie about a team because they made the playoffs?
Right.
A's didn't want to spend, and Billy being had to get creative.
Hey, do we have Kevin coming up at 10?
Yes.
The chat's going crazy about the Sixers rumor, about the jersey stuff.
The stadium situation.
Yeah,
Yes.
stadium.
Or the arena, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, you have any advice, any opinion on this?
I
People
don't
like-
think it's going to happen.
Is it more of like just a negotiating
I
tactic?
think I think it's that,
Good
but
tactic.
I'm not. I'm not 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't really dove into it.
It's just a tough situation because
Yeah.
ideally I want them to stay in South Philly, but I think they need a new arena. Like they need their own arena. That's just how NBA is.
Well,
these days.
again, it made sense to me. I was always for the Center City Arena because, first of all, that part of Market Street is dead.
Yeah.
Right? The gallery's a dead space. I thought you put an arena there, you liven it up.
Right.
Right? So, to me, give them their own arena. There's always stuff to do. You can have a WNBA team come later on. Like, there's a million things you can do with another arena. And then that part of town is lit up, right? You got restaurants and you know how we are in the town. Like, it goes in cycles, right? Like, you just build up that part of it. And I never understood the Chinatown thing because to me, it brings more people to Chinatown. Chinatown is a great treasure of the
Yes,
city with
absolutely
great
does.
restaurants.
Yeah.
Right. One of the things I was spoiled for years because for 20 years we lived on 8th and Lombard,
Yeah.
basically. So when I wanted Chinese food, I went to Chinatown, right?
Right.
Like, and often. And we go out late at night. It was like half the time you get a cheesesteak and half the time you went to Chinatown.
David's Melewa.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so David's, man, that soup, I love that noodle soup it's the greatest. It's my favorite.
'Cause it's a broth
David.
man.
I love David's.
Yeah.
4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a great spot.
Yeah.
That is the go-to.
But so I don't understand. I understand the park is the parking. Like you're gonna have lots, and that's how it's going to be. And you're going to try to get people in the town.
That's my only gripe with
so
South
I don't
Philly.
know what's going to happen. I doubt they'll go to Jersey.
It seems like a bad PR move going to Jersey, but
Yeah. No, I hear you.
The fans are going to rip them if that happens.
also bad. Have you been keeping track of what the White Sox are up to right now? They've lost 45 of their last 50 games.
Yes.
That is outrageous.
Yeah. No, they're like this is epically
Epic.
bad.
Epically bad.
Epically bad. Yeah.
Think about our brothers and sisters over at CHGO. Like, imagine
Oh,
covering
man.
the White Sox on a day-to-day
But
basis.
you know what's funny? They've always been an
that's
afterthought. Even
true.
they won. Like nobody cares about the White Sox there. No. It's the South Side. It's a small portion of the South Side of Chicago. The rest of the whole region is all Cubs. It's like they have this little sliver of Northwest Indiana and Southern Chicago.
Talk about forgotten champions. Does anyone remember that 05 World
No,
Series?
exactly. No,
They won?
like that. No, nobody
I
cared
know.
about that.
Yeah.
It's
But
crazy.
it is interesting. I don't see them going to Camden. But I don't know.
Let's
I mean,
hope not.
Like who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. Like I don't think you should leave the proper.
No, I don't think. Who wants to? I have nothing against Camden. I go there for concerts every now and then, but I don't want to take the speed line over to Camden.
Well, it's not even that. It's just more of the. It's more of the proper.
It's weird.
Right?
It's weird that the practice facilities in Camden.
It's New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the practice facility doesn't bother me. Like whatever it is. because the Flyers practice facility's been in
Right.
Jersey forever.
Right.
That's been
Yeah,
before
a
you.
little
So
weak, but
like, I don't think that's. I don't know. Who cares? But to me, the stadium though needs to be in Philadelphia proper.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But to your point, I
You're
mean, like
the arena.
reason why it'd be great to have down here, like you have a bunch of bars and restaurants. I do feel like we need more, like restaurants and bars down in South Philly before games. It'd be a nice little option besides Xfinity.
Yeah,
Casino.
I mean, I feel it. Listen, right now, I'm so singular focused on football. And like, I can't wait.
with a
man.
sprinkle of Phil.
So would it be in the link right now?
Between the Phillies, I'm fired up over. I'm pumped up over. But I mean, we got I can't believe that the season started. I can't wait.
Tomorrow's kickoff.
I know.
2 more sleeps.
Pretty
Cuz.
wild.
2 more sleeps.
No, I know, man. I love this
Wait,
time
but
of year.
did you hear about the report? Well, we can talk about the Nugs
What?
moving the season up to Labor Day and having games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of that week, Labor Day weekend, as a kickoff week.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it. My only down is the college football. I enjoy the college football taking center
Well,
stage.
week 0 would just have to be more important.
Yes,
Week 0 would
have to
be
move everything to week
yeah,
0
yeah.
is what they would have to do.
Yeah.
But I would that's always been my, you know me, you've heard me talk about it a million
know.
times, that there should be games all the time, right?
Yes, every day of the week.
You know, I'm for it. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook and Casino app. The stuff the brain gave you, you can get. How about it? Football, birds, Friday night, the one and only sportsbook app I'll ever recommend, Bet Parks, the Bet Park Sportsbook app, online casino. Great offer for new customers to kick off the upcoming season. The 50-1 Super Odds Boost. Yes, that's right. Just pick who wins the title. All new users who sign up, make a deposit, receive a 50-1 Super Odds Boost. BetParks.com has all the conditions. You get odds boosted to 50-1, right? So whoever you want, obviously the birds, right? But, you know, Kansas City's a favorite. San Fran, Baltimore, Detroit, Cincinnati. You get 50-1 odds. That's it. Download the BetParks online casino app right now. Get your 50-1 Super Odds Boost on your pick for this year's title winner. The limited time offer for new customers only. BetParks.com has terms and conditions. Got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. You play for fun. You love to win. You bet. BetParks. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Labor Day just passed. Summer is ending. So there's no allergies, right? Well, as a great center once said, no, no, no. Fall allergies are here. They start now and they last through November. The main culprits are ragweed and mold, dust mites, pet dander, fur, and plants such as sagebrush, tumbleweed, and pigweed. Allergic reactions occur when your body takes
So
these...
pigweeds to fall.
Yeah.
So I think I had set a record today.
Yeah. Oh, well, another allergen could be green tea because you accidentally sipped my green tea and started sneezing like crazy.
I took a sip of his tea and went,
Literally Ted Lasso happened here.
Yeah, it's like green tea, chamomile, and mint. Nice and healthy for
I'm
you.
expecting
water.
coffee, and I got the green tea with all.
Yeah. So when you smell stuff or you taste stuff that's healthy for you, like green tea, sometimes your body reacts by releasing some histamines, and they cause symptoms such as runny nose, itchy, watery eyes, wheezing, foggy brain, all that stuff. And what can you do to get relief during your allergy season? Sign up for Rate Aid Reward emails at rateaid.com/rewards to receive email pollen alerts for your area. Use a dehumidifier, shower frequently, screens, check pollen accounts, keep windows closed, and wear a protective mask when gardening. Over-the-counter options are available at your local Rite Aid. Try a nasal rinse to flush out your nasal passages. When your symptoms are flaring up, antihistamines such as Claritin and Zyrtec are available at Rite Aid. And you can also, if you like the nose sprays, nasal corticosteroid sprays such as Flonase and Nasacort can help you out. Rite Aid's got these, and they got the same items in their own Rite Aid brand, which save you a couple bucks. Questions? Still not enough relief? Ask a Rite Aid pharmacist if a different type of allergy medication like a decongestant might be necessary. You can always ask your Rite Aid pharmacist for recommendations on ways to get relief during allergy season.
Love it.
I like it. Skeeves.
To shower, you know.
Yeah, you looked over here trying to pick something on me. I knew what you were trying to do.
Well, when
You're
he
looking
said
for something.
skeeves, I was looking for something. I was thinking, you got the dirty
Skeeves
stickies
didn't
on?
admit yesterday he's got stage fright and goes to the stall. He's a stall guy.
Come on, Frazier.
Yeah, come on.
That's weak.
Yeah, that's
All
super
right.
weak.
It's 10 o'clock. You get that read, my allergies start to flare. This hour, this
expelling
portion
green tea
of the
into the
program
air.
is brought to you by Rite Aid. He told you about it. RiteAid.com. All your local goods and scripts, meds, Rite Aid. Now, joining us momentarily, we're going to talk to Kevin Negandhi to get. He was all geeked up, obviously, over Phillies.
Oh, I'm sure.
So we'll talk about it with that, Eagles, and then the college football.
He was good. He's good with college football,
Yeah,
man.
he is.
Dude, so I love him, right? It's the studio show on ABC, and I'm again, you know how much I love the college football, and so I'm watching Notre Dame and A&M, and there's Herbie, right? It's Fowler and Herbie, and let's go back to the studio, Kevin Negandhi, ABC, like it's big time.
Yeah,
That's one of our own, man. I'm so proud of him. So we got that to take care of, but I'm really interested. So Jet McClain had a piece, and Bo told us earlier about Devin White being out.
Yeah.
McClain had a little nugget saying that Nakobe Dean was originally the starter and beat him out.
Yeah, which was news to me. I'm totally surprised by that.
Yeah, I didn't know that he had beat him out.
No, I would think there'd be a little front office pressure on that. Well, that's a weird thing because what is the pressure on? Is there more pressure for the free agent signing to play and start, or for this draft pick?
Yeah, but I think they looked at White as taking a flyer on him because remember, he had a down year last year.
Yeah, he was benched in the playoffs. He didn't even play.
You're wondering whether what he has left.
Yeah.
So I thought that signing was less. You're getting Devin White 3 years ago. And more, you're hoping that you get something out of Devin White.
See what you got with him.
And you would prefer that you get Nakobe Dean on the field.
Yeah.
So
that's the hope.
We'll discuss that. But joining us, we were talking about it. It's Saturday night. Let's go back to the studio. It's Kirby and Fowler, and they're going back to the studio, ABC, prime time, big time, my main man. The great Kevin Negandhi.
Woo! Good work, Kevin.
Great hat,
You absolutely slayed it all day. I watched you Saturday, all right? All day. You were great Saturday night. Quips, the whole thing. Giving us, you and Booger, tremendous.
Thank you, Ant. I appreciate you guys. It's my favorite time of year. I have a hell of a lot of fun. Our numbers were insane. We had 6 to 8 million on Saturday all day, and then just under 10 million Sunday night for that SC LSU game. So good games, good conversation in the studio, and it's a great way to start the season.
Hey, of course, Nussmeier, the son of our Eagles quarterbacks coach. Look, both quarterbacks were incredible. Quarterback, to me, this weekend, I loved it because all the quarterbacks were on display, right down to Arch Manning, who gets in the game and does a little flip. Like, it was awesome.
Yeah. You nailed it from the top. Like, Nussmeier and Moss were fantastic, and that was a big question mark coming into the game. Hey, what do we expect from these guys? They're both replacing the last two Heisman winners, but they're with offensive guys, and it just – it shows you a little bit, too. You got to have patience with the quarterback position. So when you mention the transfer quarterbacks everywhere, Cam Ward was brilliant, 22 years old, in the swamp, not phased, right? I thought Riley Leonard, while he wasn't pretty for that Notre Dame game, he just decided, I got to run the ball. The only way I can move. I think that A&M team's going to be better than people expected because Elko's
Well, their defense is legit. A&M's defense is great. And that's why I was impressed with Riley Leonard, like just the football smarts of what to do.
Yep. And you have a very young offensive line. You're playing in that environment. And I think his approach was, we've got to just win. I don't care how ugly it is. We've got to win this game. Because if you look at Notre Dame and you look at Miami, both rosters are really, really good. And Notre Dame's defense is fantastic. They have a handful of guys that came back because they were pissed off about last year. The way the schedule rolls out, the toughest game for Notre Dame will be at the end of the season against USC. but they are projected to win every single game the rest of the way. For Miami, that roster is outstanding. They just haven't had a quarterback who's not going to panic, right? And Cristobal can recruit. Not really a great game day coach. And I think Cam Ward improvising and not getting, scared of the moment. Cam Ward and this team they're projected to win every single game but that Louisville game. And that could change because that's in October and we'll see how that plays out. But the way these two teams are positioned, which is great for the sport. You have Notre Dame and Miami relevant, and the idea that you can have a Notre Dame team on the road in the playoff in the first round, sign me up, man. Sign me up for that.
I know. I got to tell you, and all the quarterback play was just tremendous. Now, I know, obviously, Ewers didn't play anybody, and Milroe didn't play anybody, but they all look good. Oregon, it's going to be a great, great year. How about, Aller? PSU, baby. 3 touchdowns. He's legit.
Yeah, and to your point, we know Aller's got a big arm. He made some throws, and he was also in a very tough environment. The momentum was working against Penn State. Everybody was talking about Morgantown. You got McAfee there on Friday, and leading into that, I think a lot of people are projecting an upset. He did really well, man. That was a big test for him to kind of figure things out. And I really believe, for Penn State fans, you guys know it, but I think around the country, a lot of people sleep on the backfield. That backfield is really special. Singleton and Allen, I think, are really fantastic. For Penn State, they lost a lot of guys. They got to figure things out down the road. But we all know it comes down to, hey, how do you handle Michigan? How do you handle Ohio State? And that question will lurk throughout. But the key is 12 teams get in. Yep. And you could afford a loss to Ohio State potentially and still get into the playoff. To me, that's where the test will be down the road.
What's funny, too? Speaking of quarterbacks, and I was talking to Matt Rule, and he's like, we got a quarterback. Dylan Raiola. I felt bad. He didn't have a quarterback. He's such a good coach. And he had no quarterback in Carolina when he was with the Panthers, right?
Nope.
And none last year. Cost him games last year. Yep. And this kid is legit, man. He's terrific. He's going to be good.
He's a real deal. Matt and I talked about it last year. We talked about it a little bit this summer, and I was checking in. I was like, 15 pretty good. He goes, oh, yeah, 15's pretty good. And I said, all right. I said, can he handle it? He's like, absolutely, he can handle it. So the guy has the moxie where a team can follow him. You heard Dion. I can't wait for this weekend's matchup. You heard Dion this week compliment him. They know talent out there. I just think, again, when you look at Matt's track record, it's projecting exactly what it was like. Temple, year 3. Baylor, year 3. Nebraska, he's in year 2. Year 3 at Nebraska will be pretty darn special because Raiola will be a sophomore. And listen, kids all know, talented kids around the country, if you got a quarterback, they're going to come to you, right? I think that's the hope at Florida with Lagway. Guys are going to come. He's going to be a great recruiter. Tim Tebow did that at Florida where he turned the fortunes of Urban Meyer and everything they were doing because once he committed, him and Brandon Spikes, he started getting a bunch of guys because they all talk. And I think that plays a big role here. Just watch out for Nebraska. If I'm buying stock, I buy stock in Nebraska over the next 2 years.
Yeah, all day. And they have a good favorable schedule this year, a lot of home games early to kind of build his confidence going into next year, which will be big. Real quick, because I want to touch on this, and then I want to get to Eagles and Phillies. But the NCAA giving another year of eligibility, I love it. I just think that's another thing that's really good for the game and will only help the NFL.
Without question, Ant. And also when you have NIL, it gives these kids the opportunity. I mean, Cam Ward's a perfect example. He dipped his toe when he hit the transfer portal. He dipped his toe in the NFL to see if he was going to get potentially drafted. Didn't get a lot of bites and decided, I'm going to come back at 22. Then what helps is the NIL money that you can get at Miami. Potentially there was going to be, a bidding back and forth with Florida State, because Florida State was very much interested in Cam Ward. How much of a difference that would have been in that offense right now.
Oh, my God.
And then he decided, I'm going to continue to flirt with the NFL. Florida State decided to go with DJU, and it backfired. But to your point, seeing these guys who are 21, 22, 23 potentially get another opportunity to come back, it's household names. They get more season time, and I think it helps them down the road, developing the bodies and then getting into the NFL. Now, there's going to be dudes who are freaks, who are, for example, the young man that Alabama's got, the wide receiver. He's 17 years old.
17 years old, yeah.
He should be in high school right now.
Yeah.
He was Mr. Alabama his sophomore year, his junior year, and he's 17, week 1, catches 2 touchdown passes. The kid from Ohio State, the 18-year-old, Jeremiah Smith, he's going to be a superstar, true freshman. He's going to be a stud. Now, those are the freaks. Those are the guys that they don't need that extra year. But there are a handful of other people that get that extra year. They develop, especially at the quarterback position, and it benefits them long term. And I think transitioning into the NFL.
And even for kids, 18, 19, that just you're still growing. You're still your body's still forming. So it gives you more of a chance to make a career out of it. I don't care what position you play. It just helps you. You just get that maturity from 18 to 19 to 20, and it gives you a chance to have a career. I love it.
Totally agree. And in the meantime, you can still get paid.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying large sums of money, but for some of these guys, you're still getting paid to play the sport. And you're not just saying, I need money right now. I've got to try to dip my toe in the NFL draft, and then you don't get drafted, or you're on a free agent contract, you're cut, you're out, and within 2 years, right? Like, this gives you the chance to kind of sustain the dream and kind of prolong it.
So last night, I saw how excited you were on X. You were fired up. Fightings. I mean, are you kidding me? Schwarber bombs?
So, like, my 12-year-old looked at me, and we just finished a draft with a bunch of my cousins, and he's in it with my 10-year-old as well, and a handful of other of my cousins and their kids. And it's like approaching 10 o'clock, and he's like, I got to go to bed. He's like, man, it's 8 to 7, and we got the bottom we got the bottom of the lineup, and then Schwarber. He's like, you don't think you can hit another home run? I was like, I don't know, but we got to go to bed. He's in bed. He hits the home run, man. I run straight to his room, and I'm like, dude, he went yard again for the 3rd time. That sent him to bed with a smile, as well as my 10-year-old. So it was fun. Like, those are days that you need it. And he was in a power drought forever. And he's one of those guys. And this is the concern I have, Ant. Like, this is what drives me a little crazy, and I think it drives everybody crazy. It is all or nothing with the offense. And when we saw that in the World Series a couple years ago, they hit the 5 home runs, they set a record. The next time they're out, the next day they get no hit, right? It is all or nothing, and Schwarber's the perfect example. Can't hit a home run for over 70 at-bats and then 3 in one night, and then he gets 5 hits. Phenomenal. We just need a little bit more consistency. Because there are 4 or 5 guys in the lineup that will all slump at the same time. And that's not good, because at one point, that Braves series a couple weeks ago, we saw the top 3 guys all slumping. That kills us, man. There are so many holes when a bunch of guys are slumping together, and you need that in the playoffs, man. You need these guys to kind of carry each other. But let's celebrate last night. Especially being down 6-1.
But you're right about it. Spoken like a true Philadelphian. You're right about it. To me, the key to remedy that is Turner. Because Turner's the guy that has to be able, listen, Schwarber's all about power, right? Or he's going to walk or give you power, right? And Bryce is Bryce. But Turner's an engine type. And he hasn't been a consistent engine. And you need Turner to do that.
He's so streaky, Ant. Like, there's like 3 or 4 weeks where that baseball looks like a beach ball, right? Before the All-Star break, and the entire month of July, and then it's just nothing. And you're 100% right with his speed and his ability to get on base and kind of create some havoc there. and put some pressure on the defense and the pitcher, it's killer that he can't be consistent because you're right. He is the engine that can kind of keep this thing revved up because you see so many holes at the back end. And I am concerned about, we got a month, right? I am concerned about the elbow and the wrist for Harper. It is concerning and a little bit alarming. It's great to have Castellanos carry us. We need Bohm back. Again, the next 4 weeks, that was why it was so important to take 3 out of 4 so you extend that lead to 7 games so you can breathe a little bit.
Yep.
And you don't need every single guy. And this is another example of why that great start was so important, because if you look at the last 2 years, they needed to get hot in September to kind of get into the postseason as a wild card. Now they can at least figure some things out, at least you hope.
Now, the one thing that heartens is the pitching, right? You look, Wheeler, Nola, dealing. Looks like Rangers back. Sanchez pitching well. And that bullpen, Estevez, it looks really good. You know him as a closer. You got roles, you got depth. I'm excited again about the bullpen.
You're right. I mean, listen, there were a couple games in that Braves series. There were a couple guys that you needed, like, hey, just give us 1 inning. Strom's done a really good job. Little bend, but don't break.
Yeah.
He's done a really, really good job, especially when you're using Hoffman and Estevez a little bit more than expected in tight situations. You can count on Strom. This bullpen, it can drive you crazy to a certain extent when they hit that lull this summer. But at the same time, so much better than a year ago. So much better than we were 2 years ago. I mean, the wild card is Alvarado. Where's the confidence? How do you feel when you're going to use them? But you're going to need some innings, right? And Kirkling, I don't know what we're still going to get. That's one of those questions that I think last year we were all fascinated by him in September and October. I don't think we got any clarity this season on where he's at and what he could give us in the postseason.
Yeah, I would look at Alvarado. Like, if I look and see projected inning where I got power lefties, I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna project them for that.
But I will say this.
Not a specialist, but
can I say one thing about this? Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing. If Alvarado walks one guy and he doesn't have control, he's not getting it back the rest of the inning. The idea that, hey, we're going to figure this out, like he's going to find, like, if he's out of control and he can't locate, he's not going to locate the rest of the inning. And then you're looking up and all of a sudden you have the bases loaded and you're like, okay, now we're going to bring him out. I don't want to do that. Like, if he's not locating after the first 2 batters, it's like, all right, listen, let's cut our losses here. Let's not load the bases up and then put us in an even tougher situation. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just need to say
you're spot on, man. Are you kidding me? You're spot on. The great Kevin Negandhi with us every Wednesday. We love it. This is our time of the year. I got to ask you, because season underway Friday. We're both wearing the gear. We're both excited. And my man VG and I were talking to JP, who's younger, and he doesn't understand how good he's got it, right? How good the last 25 years have been, because it wasn't always like that, Kev, as you know.
No. Yeah, just lean into this, man. I don't need to bring up the mid-'80s before Buddy Ryan, like Marion Campbell. Like, no, we've got it good. But I got to tell you, man.
And even during the Buddy, it was no playoff wins. It was Norman Brayman. It was a potential move to Phoenix.
Fogball.
And there was Fogball. And then after that, it was, the bleak 90s, right, with Kotite. And then, the ugliness of 98. I mean, it was bad around here.
It was bad. And when the city is feeling it through the Eagles, it's super down. It's a long winter. That 1 year with Chip, that was a long year as well. I will say this. This team is so freaking talented. The idea that Saquon Barkley's in the backfield is insane. It's one of those things, like, it happens, you're blown away, and then, like, now, week 1 and you're approaching game day, and then you sit back and you're like, holy crap, they do got Saquon Barkley. Like what are we doing here? Look at the options. But I ran into a couple of Eagles guys. Drew Gallagher, shout out, by the way. He listens to the program all the time. He's a NFL coordinating producer at ESPN. He used to do game day. Him and I talk all the time.
He's the best.
And I ran into him in the hallways, and he's like, how we feeling? And I said, I actually don't have a real feeling on this team. And I said, it's the strangest thing because I can never recall a Philadelphia team being this good, coming off a collapse that bad, and that the coach is back. So, this is not someone said, you're after Nick Sirianni. I'm like, no, I'm not after Nick Sirianni. But most collapses that we've experienced, the coach is gone, right? So I won't know how to handle the Eagles in the beginning of the season with the expectations because I have no idea. The last 8 games were gut punches after you start 10-1, and you're like, what is going on? And then you hear all the things, and I've talked to a lot of people within, and you're like, my goodness, the freaking chaos. So how are they going to handle emotionally the head coach? How is he going to handle a 2-game losing streak? How are they going to handle adversity? And my vibe is it feels like Howie and the way management structured this is they're going to say the coordinators are handling things. Let them cook, stay out of the way. How will the quarterback handle that? Also, if we're in a tight situation and they don't agree with the head coach. And I want to see a little bit of adversity before I can kind of lean in. They have every single ingredient when you look at the roster. I just want to see what the final product is when they serve dinner. Because I literally have no idea if they know how to mix all the ingredients, especially after last year's collapse. I don't think anybody has an idea. Now, winning will be the best cure, but we have no idea because look what losing happened. When adversity struck, they didn't know how to handle it, especially the head coach. So I kind of want to see the relationship, what it's like in a close game, what it's like without Kelsey, what it's like without Fletch. How does the quarterback handle it? How does Jalen handle it, especially against a good team in a tight game? I just have no feel for this team. You want
to see him against, to me, the whole offense is about how do they navigate pressures, right?
Yeah.
How do they navigate it? Because that's where it failed last year, right? And this is Kellen Moore's deal. All right, you're going to have built-in reads. This is going to be a lot different than last year. The approach is different. You got Saquon out of the backfield. You got answers. Remember, Jalen was upset last year because he felt like he had no answers. Now, he needs to play better, but still, he should have answers, and they're going to pressure him. They're going to see pressure. So how you navigate it?
You're 100% right, and especially with those D-backs for the Packers, they could all cover. So they have no problem, I think, going man-to-man and then sending the pressure, right? So how are you going to handle that? How are you going to handle the play calling? Because Saquon's got to get his touches. He needs his touches. He's a guy that has to have at least 20 to 25 touches, and that's a combination of throwing the ball to him and running the football. So I also, one other thing that we didn't really get clarity, where's the knee for Jalen? Because that played a huge role compared to where he was in 2022. How does Cam Jurgens handle the idea of, playing center here and you can't rely on Kelsey? I just don't know. There's no cupcake. You don't have a cupcake in the first game. You've got the Packers and you lose the home field advantage in a game like this. So I literally have no idea what to expect on Friday night. So I'm going in saying they have the ingredients.
And we didn't even talk about the other side of the ball, right?
No.
The other side of the ball, which you love the young D-backs, right? You love those. But, and we love Jalen Carter. But Jalen Carter, we were talking about it earlier, has to be a game wrecker, man, because he's got to get doubled so other guys can have some sort of advantage. You got to get pressure off the edge.
Yeah, and where's Jordan Davis's health and the idea of can he play and sustain? Listen, he was phenomenal in the early part of the season, and I think everybody remembers the highlight when they peaked against the Bills and him running down the field and chasing down Josh Allen, and then where was he afterwards, right? Where was this team when they needed those two guys in the final 2 months? Can't hit a rookie wall. Can't talk about you're young, and they need both those dudes. And I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious with Fangio how he approaches everything with the secondary. I want to see Quignon. I'm kind of curious what they do with the safety position, how they handle, DeJean. I am just so curious because we don't have a preseason to kind of say, okay, I can understand.
Right.
Everybody pulls back in the preseason now, right? So we're all going to learn. I think I will say this to the audience. The first month's going to be sloppy football around the entire league because it is a built-in preseason as well. So don't they're going to be mid-season form on Friday night. Don't think the Packers are either. Just be prepared for that.
Hey, Kevin, VG here. I have a question about Nick Sirianni, but I got to say, you had an 8-7 game and you made your kid go to bed? You didn't let him watch it with Schwarber coming up? I never paid them for a strict dad like this.
Listen. Okay, you're 100% right, but it was 10 o'clock. He's 12, and this morning he woke up and he was like, Dad, I need to get to bed a little bit earlier. And I was like, you're right. He's playing football now. Had a big practice last night. Like, there's a lot of things.
Is there any part of you as a dad you're like, maybe he should stay up and see this?
Well, no. So here's the problem. There's been a lot of nights where part of me as a dad is he's staying up. I tell my wife,
cool.
He's good. Last night was like, hey man, we're approaching 10. The previous night we were up till 10. We did another draft. I'm like, you gotta go because daddy's got to make sure mommy's happy too. You got to go to bed. We gotta let's move over. But VG, I will tell you again, when they scored and he hit that 3-run shot, I ran in there and made sure he knew about it, so he didn't have to go. Like, he didn't have to go to sleep immediately. There was a lot of energy pumped up from like 10:15 on till 11 o'clock.
Nice. I said there's a lot of talk on ESPN during the day about Sirianni being on the hot seat. He's got an odd, unusual role right now that kind of someone wrote, I think, on one of the blogs that they're trying to win with a head coach with the least involvement possible. What's the vibe of it, like ESPN and nationally, about what's going on here with the new duties and roles with Sirianni?
The vibe has been, I'm surprised he came back, or I'm surprised the Eagles retained him. That there's more to that no one's hearing about between the relationship with the quarterback and the head coach. And that was manifested late in the season. The frustration was building up. And that everybody's kind of waiting to see how he handles the sideline. Where's his maturity? How does he handle losing? You can't be just here all the time. And you can't be here. You've got to be here. You've got to learn how to have that emotional IQ at all times to be the head coach. I think the vibe is just, hey, let's just watch and see. And listen, I think everybody feels this.
There's
a Hall of Fame. There's a Hall of Fame head coach who's 15 wins away from surpassing Don Shula, and the front office has had a great relationship with Bill Belichick. So I think everybody's kind of saying, all right, let's just see what happens and how this plays out. I think you could say that with 3 or 4 teams
Dallas,
right now in the NFL. The shadow that's kind of lurking back there, right? But look at this specifically. Some of those teams aren't built to win now. This team's built to win now, so they're very curious to see how he handles some adversity. And again, I said this before, there's going to be a lot of power in Kellen Moore and a lot of power given to Vic Fangio. And I think there's a reason why those two guys were brought in.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Hey, so how's my nephew liking football?
And holy cow. Listen, he loves it. So he's playing wide receiver cornerback.
Nice.
I've never seen my son so locked into something where I don't have to tell him anything twice. You know what it's like, 10, 12-year-olds, you got to tell them multiple times. I don't have to tell him anything. You need to eat this. You need to do this. And he's the one every day. Can you go outside, run routes with me? Can I guard you? Can we do this? How do I handle this off the line of scrimmage when somebody makes a break? What do I need to do? It's unbelievable. He can't get enough. He was upset last night. His first game's on Sunday. He was upset last night. He's like, Dad, they got me as the guy that I got to hold the ball on a kick. and I, you know what I said to him? I was like, that means two things. They trust you. And the second thing is, when things go crazy on a bad snap, they know you can pick it up and figure it out. And they just put in a play where he's in the backfield, and they're going to pitch to him, and then he basically throws the ball. It's the Philly special.
And beautiful.
And he loves it, and he loves it. I want a little quick humble brag. It's a scrimmage. He plays his real game on Sunday. Again, he's 7th grade. He played cornerback in his first scrimmage, and he was by himself on that side because the linebackers and safeties are trying to figure things out. They run to the right side, the offense. They score a touchdown on his side. He gets sucked in, right? They try to run that play the rest of the night. 6 tackles, isolated on an island by himself. He's got the guy in the backfield multiple times.
Nice.
I didn't say anything to him. Guys, I didn't say anything to him, right? Because he just needs to learn. I didn't say it. Comes off the field. He goes, that will never happen again, Dad. I said, what do you mean? I said, you just had a touchdown catch. He goes, no. They will never run to my side. I will never be sucked in. I will make sure of it. And I was like, bro, you see it, you understand it, you need to experience it, and I can't get enough of it. And so
I love it.
Sunday's going to be a lot of fun, and I just want him to continue to have fun and continue to grow.
It's the best. We got our first. My oldest now is at high school freshman. They have their first game, freshman football tomorrow, and then Massimo is in 6th grade. He's got his game, his first game tomorrow night. So I got a double header tomorrow.
What positions are we playing? Did you say like tight end and defensive end before?
So Anthony's playing D end, and he'll play some will linebacker, and then come back and he'll play a lot of edge. So he loves it. He plays some tight end, but he's really a defensive player. And Massimo is a QB. So he's he looks pretty good. Like he looks all right. You know, so
I love that. There's nothing better, man.
It's the great. It really is. Like, you know, we always talk about youth sports and our kids and baseball and football gives them, you know, like it happened with my Anthony where he just stands straight up like I'm a football player, and it just did wonders for his self-confidence.
It's crazy. Well, you're 100% right. Like, you nailed it. Like, once they get a taste of a football camp, and these are really good coaches. Like, I'm glad they're not soft. I'm glad that they're football dudes. Because, you know, sometimes in other sports, it's like, okay, everybody's
you get baby.
All right. And the kids, you get a little soft. And it's like, I don't want a participation trophy. Chew their ass out if they're not doing the job. And and Brandon, my oldest, handles it really well because he actually wants to learn and he knows they're coming from a good place. There's something special about a football coach making sure a kid gets it, he understands it, because the sport will humble you real quick. And my boy you're 100% right. He's walking a little bit upright. He wants his shakes after every practice. I've got to put on more weight. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. God bless them, my brother. Every Wednesday, I love this time. You're the greatest, buddy.
Appreciate you, fellas, man. Be good. Let's go. Go
love
Birds.
you, brother. The great Kevin Negandhi.
You guys are identical, and I love it. The way you guys talk about your kids.
It's so much. It really is.
Kids, college football.
Philly sports.
Yeah, Philly sports. I know. We always joke about growing up, you know, because we're the same age, growing up the same kind of the same way. You know, it's a lot of fun. Hey, don't forget this portion of the program brought to you by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Check out the TrueMark the credit union difference. TrueMark.com/PHLY. And I also want to tell you about Parks Casino. We tell you about the Bet Park Sportsbook Casino app. What about the casino itself? You ready? This is a lot of good stuff. The Excite Center at Parks Casino, one of the many things that I love about it, all right? Parks Casino, this is how you win. Pennsylvania's #1 casino, so close to anywhere. Street Road, Ben Salem, the exit off of 95 Street Road and the PA Turnpike. The Excite Center, state-of-the-art entertainment venue inside Parks Casino right in Bucks County. All right, named one of the best places for concerts and comedy, and a great place to see the country's best comedians and music headliners. Tickets on sale now for these headliners. September 7th, Australian Pink Floyd. September 14th, I love them, JB Smooth from Curb Your Enthusiasm. September 20th, the Best of the Eagles, a tribute to the band The Eagles. September 26th, Joe Bartnick from Bill Burr's podcast. He joins Joe Conklin, who's the greatest. The Fray on September 28th. The Juicy Scoop podcast with Heather McDonald and Bravo and Chelsea Lately. October 5th, Kev Herrera, great funny comedian. Michael Blaustein, October 25th. And Steve Trevino, November 23rd. All the greatest comedians. Parks Casino, this is how you win. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Love it, cuz. All right, so he's got all the fun stuff to do on the weekend. I unfortunately have the not so fun stuff to do on the weekends, but it doesn't have to be not so fun because with our friends over at Ace Hardware, they're making all the things you need to do in and outside of the house much easier. And we'll try to make a little fun there for you as well. You know, whether you have to, patch up that hole in the wall, your husband or your wife wants you to do the new paint job in the kitchen. Right, you got that leaky pipe. The air can, now we're going to need the heat, right? The heat's not working right after all summer. You had it turned off. So whatever you need, Ace Hardware has it for you. But look, if you want to do it for yourself, I commend you because I'm not the best with that. But if you're someone like myself, you want someone to do it for you, you get a little bit lazy, you want to throw some bucks to someone to do it for you, Ace Hardware has trained professionals that will come out to your home and get whatever you need done. That's awesome. That's why we always say Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks because they got you, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what you got to do. Visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at www.acehardwarehomeservices.com. Again, that's www.acehardwarehomeservices.com to get your next project started here today. Ladies and gentlemen, don't hold off on those projects. Get it started here today and make sure you keep in mind our friends over at Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place.
The helpful hardware folks.
Yeah, that's right. All right, VG, let's do some nugs. I know you got some good nugs I want to get to. And then I want to, because then I want to get back to the birds. And the news of the day, in case you're just joining us, is no Devin White. So Nakobe Dean will start. And
it's time for the Dean.
It is.
Yeah.
Linebacker is going to be interesting. Zach Vaughn is going to get a lot. Looks like he's going to be the other starter.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one that matters. Trot.
I'm with you. Trot Jr.
I'm Trot focused
Baby
on the
Axe.
linebacker. Yeah.
I need Dean, though. I need Nakobe.
Yeah?
Yes.
I need Nakobe.
100%.
Last night, Tyler Phillips, not a great game.
No.
A little frustrating to watch, but
I feel bad for him. I'll be honest with you.
I'm going to play his
I
post-game
root for-
conference here.
He's a Eustis kid, right? He's the local kid. I really was rooting for him hard. And he had that couple of great starts, and last night was just brutal.
Yeah, all right. I guess I got lost in translation, the video I was going to play. But so we'll move on. Eagles fans voted number one again in something. Do you know what?
Drinking.
Their behavior?
Rudest. We are the rudest fans.
Get the hell out of here.
According to some gambling site that's janky because it's not Bet Parks, they surveyed a bunch of their people, and we got voted the rudest fans in the
rudest fans.
The rudest fans, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Listen, who cares? First of all,
I like it.
Well, I was about to say.
Bleep off.
So here's the deal: if you root for your team, it's part of the whole thing. Like, I never understood. Now, God bless the Midwest.
Start fights. Michael Irvin throwing snowballs.
Okay,
at,
I don't want to hear about
Michael,
snowballs.
throwing snowballs at a guy in a Crabtree jersey. I don't even remember that happening.
What?
The way we treat the Viking fans.
The Viking fans put purple panties on the Rocky statue.
Say it, cuz.
Stop with the Vikings
I'm
fans.
with
And, listen,
Let's own it.
God bless the people in Kansas City and the people in Green Bay. And they go, they want you to have a great time in their stadium and all. Well,
Hey, have a good game.
we're not like that.
No.
That's just what it is. when you care this deeply,
yes,
this is going to be
comes off
an
as rude.
attitude.
Sorry, it comes off as rude.
I just don't buy it. I think there's some other fan bases.
Yeah, rude of me. Apparently, I miscommunicated with Skeeves, so we do have the video. Yeah, I gave him a janky list, so I went off script.
He's messing me up. He gave me a list, and I'm going off the
video.
list.
That's
and
my
this
bad.
guy
I'm taking full credit for that. That's my bad. So we got the video now?
We got the video,
This is the video what? Phillips?
Yeah.
All right. People were very close with him.
Yeah.
Who went to school with him, were very close with him. The Marone family. And then, it's sad.
That's rough, man.
Yeah,
it's like a dream come true for him.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can see his
You
demeanor
got
right
root
there.
for the kid, Yeah. Did you think Topper wanted to have to pitch Taijuan Walker last night?
Absolutely not.
Let's just say, Genius is Topper. They are 1-0 with Taijuan in the bullpen. Nice move.
This guy.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Topper
just pushes all the right
He only
buttons.
gave up 9 runs in the game.
Yeah. Hey, Taijuan, they need a little more motivation. Schwarber feels like being a hero tonight. You want to let up a couple more?
3 strong last night. Thank you, Taiwan.
We'll do a back in the day moment.
Hey, shots are
Here's a little photo I found.
Real quick. So my buddy, John Yurkow, who's the coach of Penn baseball.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Must be a great guy.
I love Yurkow. He is. He's the greatest, right? So Yurkow. So he says to me, he goes, dude, if Broccoli Rob pitches Taijuan Walker tonight, I'm going to lose it.
He called Topper Broccoli Rob?
Wait, you got to explain this. What's the...
Broccoli Rob. You know Broccoli Rob.
Okay.
So he called him Broccoli Rob, which I found hysterical, to be honest with you. I actually like that as a nickname.
Yeah, Broccoli Rob?
Yeah, Broccoli Rob. That's a Philadelphia nickname.
If you could get one of the players to call him Broccoli Rob instead of Topper, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Broccoli Rob.
Yeah. Back in the day moment, I think. This
back in the day moment.
We talked about
by Rite Aid. Yes.
Yeah, we talked about the sports complexes earlier. I mean, these buildings weren't great, but they warmed my heart. And that JFK Stadium is packed to capacity. You got the beautiful Spectrum up in the background with the vet hovering over it. And I saw that the other day on a vintage Philly site. And I was like,
wow,
man.
Look at that.
Yeah.
JFK was unbelievable.
JFK's like 120,000 people right there. I don't know what event that is.
You know, like old,
Some
like
concert.
Yeah, like a Live Aid, maybe.
You know, like old footage of this place. Like, I just want to see what it was like inside.
Concrete.
Yeah, no,
I know you guys told me this, but I need to see it.
Troughs to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it was. It was medieval.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about like ancient Rome? That's what it was like.
It looks
It's true.
It was ancient Rome.
Yeah.
And everything happened like ancient Rome.
Oh no, guys,
Yeah.
what are you telling me?
Oh no, dude. What are you nuts? Yeah.
I mean,
it's a good
it
setup,
holds like 30,000 more than the link holds.
Yes.
I mean, it was massive.
No, it's incredible. Just sloping, massive, concrete.
It's like our own little mini coliseum.
bowl.
Yeah.
By the way, I love seeing this type of stuff, like the vintage, like photos of like the area, Philly, South Jersey, the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
I always love seeing that stuff.
Yeah, they're cool. I like it too. I like those.
A friend of the show, Ruben, was taking a little heat on Twitter last night. I like Rube. I think Rube does a good job doing the game. Someone was like, have to turn down my volume. I can't take Rube, and he just doesn't.
I love
shut
Rube.
up. In my opinion, he's the worst. And Ruben responded,
Great
the
clap
word is worst with a T.
Oh! Go ahead, Rube.
Yeah, Rube.
I gotta tell you,
Rips one and then
I love Ruben. I think Ruben gives you good insights.
Good job.
Listen. I love when he comes on the show. I just think he gives you great insights. Here's another guy, right, whose father played, who spent a lifetime around the game.
yeah.
Player, coach, GM,
Bat Boy.
did everything.
His perspective
like
is
did
interesting.
everything. Like certain guys, if you spend a lifetime in the game, I want to know what you think.
Yeah. He's got a perspective so few people have.
He's done. He literally
Yeah,
done
I'll be
everything.
honest with you. I
the
think
game.
he's great.
Yeah.
I think he's great on the broadcast.
Yeah, I enjoy him.
I mean, I wonder really what it is. Like, really, what is it that bothers you when it comes to Ruben? Is it like the GM stint? Like, because like you said, like he brings so much knowledge.
He might be a little smug sometimes, but his smugness doesn't rub me the wrong way.
Like, he's like a great human being, from what I say.
By the way, Tony the ref said he saw Michael Jackson at
JFK.
At JFK.
Wow.
1983.
Wow.
Could you imagine
one person filling that?
Michael Jackson?
That might have been it. That picture might have been
That
Michael
could have
Jackson.
been.
Could have been.
That's
Was
a lot of
Thriller
people.
out by then, 83?
Yeah, Thriller's 82, 81.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Watching Thriller.
That was the
that
height.
whole
That
album.
was the height of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wall.
It's a good throwback by Tony the ref.
So Flyers had, some Flyer fans had Draisaitl hopes. Draisaitl signed a extension or a new contract. 8 years, $112 million, which is a lot of money for hockey.
Oh, but dude,
That's
I mean,
a lot of money.
how do you not?
And they got
bring him
McDavid
back?
coming up in a year or two. They got
I
to
mean,
sign.
have to though.
What are they going to do about depth, though?
Yeah, so just a word to the wise. You can't really rely on the free agency anymore in hockey. Like, they're signing up all these guys. Not a lot of guys hit the market.
They're going to have to trade. The Flyers are going to have to trade for some top
I think
talent,
Charlie,
unfortunately.
PHLY's own Charlie, made a point of that yesterday.
That's our man.
But guess what? If you're Edmonton, you have to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Are you kidding me? Like, you can't. But you got to lock these guys up. They have to end their careers in Edmonton.
Yeah, they definitely need some depth. But listen, I'm with you. You got to sign up Leon.
Yeah. And we're talking about we talk a lot about the youth in baseball and how fun it is right now. Your boy, Jackson Churio, he's
Milwaukee.
He's one more home run away from becoming the 6th player to hit 20 home runs, have 20 stolen bases before their 21st birthday.
Yeah.
He would join Ken Griffey Jr., Andrew Jones.
Hit another one last night.
Yeah.
Dude, those
Beltray,
Brewers,
Trout,
man.
and Bryce. They're the only 5 people who've done that.
It's amazing. Hit one last night. He's a great player. I love the young talent in baseball. It's one of the things I've really enjoyed this whole year is all the young talent. There's just
important.
so much of it. Like baseball, I think it's had a great year.
There's so much going on in it. Like, we had Ohtani. He's got 112 games. He got 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases, 112 games. The next quickest was 125 games. Do you know who that was? Eric Davis. Remember that?
Wow,
Remember Eric
Reds.
Davis? Yeah.
Eric Davis is a great ball player.
Yeah, that's 1986, 87.
Yeah. He was a great ball player, Eric Davis.
Do you see?
He was a 5-tool kid.
Yeah.
Had big power, speed.
Yep.
Had a big arm.
Glasses? Eric Davis wear glasses?
No, I think you're thinking of Sabo.
Oh, you're right. I am.
Chris
on the Reds
Sabo
team.
played third.
Yeah.
With
the
the
glasses?
Reds. Like he wore like dark, like nerd glasses.
Yes, he did wear nerd glasses.
Yeah, at third base.
Like Wild Thing.
Skeens. He had a day on the mound yesterday.
Skeens or Skeeves?
No, the actual Skeens in
the
Pittsburgh.
strikeout.
Yeah,
You
you see this umpire interaction?
Yeah, show it.
Yeah,
I like it.
great work by the Pittsburgh managers. His name Hilton.
Much. No, get back here, young man. It's outside. Don't be walking off. Now we're talking to the dugout. Yeah, see? Don't take it, Doug.
You talk to him then.
Pretty explosive.
He says, you talk to him, and the manager says,
talking to-
I'll talk to you. I can wait to back up his play.
He's walking off the mound like he struck out.
And
Like,
it was a strike.
I thought it was a strike too.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate the umpire not directing it to the kid.
Yeah, like he's talking to a parent.
Right. Like that's what happens at our travel ball. Where he talks to the manager. Hey, Coach Eric, your kid is walking like it's a strike. Tell him. Wait for the call.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'll talk to you. We love a good fullback.
Love
Oh, dude.
Fullbacks are coming back.
Let's go.
Harbaugh bringing the fullback. Scott Matlock, 6'4", 300 pounds.
Dude, this dude is huge.
Dude, I love this.
Yeah,
and that's so hardball.
Yes.
It's such a meat.
Such a khaki guy.
Yeah, meat.
Give me some eye formation.
Dude, but look at the number.
Yeah, it's a great number for
Right?
Yes.
For a fullback.
99.
Yeah.
Magalati, I thought it was Max Crosby when I first saw the picture, but I looked.
It looks like
Looks
a
like
lot
Max.
of it.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
Max. He actually looks like Max.
Yeah.
Beefed up version of Max.
Yeah.
Dude, 6'4", 300. It's insane.
Right? I mean, think about that.
Oh
And
my
he's got
God.
a little bit of speed.
Oof.
Like come in with the big lead back.
Yeah.
You're going to see the I formation.
Oh man,
you're going to see the I formation and the lead.
I love the I formation.
I
love that.
Yeah.
Under center.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, you know, you follow your blocker, right?
Yeah, and there's something about that guy just wants to go bang heads.
Yes,
going to brought in and bang heads.
Yes, there was it was crazy. Like when you think about the NFL and those days, they all ran out of the eye.
Yeah,
they all had the up. And as a fan, we hated when they gave the ball to the fullback.
Yes,
hated
it's a 2-yard run,
right? Because there was
They're not
no
breaking
chance.
nothing.
First of all, the game was well, let's be real, was horribly boring. Yeah, right. It was horribly. Dude, you didn't live it, dude. It was boring, right? It was horrible.
I saw some of the NFL film, but the hits were
the
nice.
hits were great.
Those were nice,
but it was boring, right? And you hated when you gave the ball to the up back, right? And it was just like like he said, a 2-yard dive. And it reminded me of how bad this goes back to understanding how good you got it. All right? Listen, you punk.
I know we're spoiled.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
He's lovable. There's nobody more lovable than JP.
No one.
Dude, in whatever it was, 83, I want to say, 84, the Eagles had the worst offense, the ugliest offense. They had a guy named Ernest Jackson, who they got from the Steelers.
He had like 1,000 yards, didn't he?
Yeah, he had 1,000 yards, right?
What?
He had 385 carries. All right, he averaged less than 3 yards a carry, and they were like, "Oh, we got a 1,000-yard back." Yeah, because you gave the ball 500 times. It was the worst freaking offense ever. Like, we got an offense this year. You understand how good you got it, dude? You got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, right? You got a tight end. You got a third receiver. It's Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson would have been a superstar in 1984.
Michael Haddix was the fullback.
It was horrible. Anthony Toney. That's like his name is Anthony Toney. Sucked. All right?
Yep.
They used the 4th pick in the draft for Kenny Jackson. All right? Out of Penn State. The guy, he's known for chicken. He had a chicken stand. He was a horrible player. The skill people, please understand how great this team's skill guys are today. How much better the sport is today than it's ever been.
Dude, people in this town used to like Greg Garrity, this white receiver. He never had more than 242 yards in a season.
So glad I didn't live back then.
Yes, Skeeves.
He would have one catch a game. His name was the Trash Man. He
was the trash guy.
Oh, we had 2015 when Chip Kelly tried to give us DeMarco and Ryan
Because
Matthews.
you only called one ball game. Dude, trust me. Ernest Jackson. Did you see Ernest Jackson?
Yeah.
Look at all his stats.
It's like the quietest 1,000-yard rush I ever heard.
Like 290 attempts.
You got to be kidding me. He was horrible. That's their offense. Dude, their offense was just horrible.
Murray Schumacher says Leonard Weaver.
Wow, the weave. Oh, my God.
Who's the one that just passed away recently that was with Doug in year 1 in 99? Wore like 34. Blanking on it.
I don't know.
I'll have to look that one up.
You're on the high school football.
Yes.
There was a fake punt. Good high school football.
Oh, yeah?
Love the fake punt, man.
It's a little sleight of hand almost. So it looks like, most fake punts, they run around. This kid acts like he kicks it, but he tosses it underhand. And no one realizes he's tossed it.
Wow. That's brilliant.
Right?
That's unbelievable.
Give a long underhand lob that looks like a punt.
Oh, my God. That's brilliant.
Not only do they keep the ball, but they gain a ton of yards on this. It's not like a little 4-yard play.
So, dude, do you remember the Buddy Ryan play with John Telchik?
No.
So Telchik was the punter, right? So it was brilliant, right? Instead of punting the ball, he throws it high up in the air. Right?
How did I forget this?
And so what happens is if you're downfield, you just look up.
The trajectory, you're like, oh, it's a punt.
So what are you doing? but you're blocking.
Right.
That's pass interference. It was brilliant.
Oh, wow.
It was a brilliant play. But you can only use it. You only do it once.
Right. Wow.
Like,
I would
why
love to
would
see
you
someone
say
try
that in like the playoffs? He didn't win a freaking playoff game, JP. Not one.
I was trying to find the
He
play.
didn't win a playoff game. Why don't you save that? Really, it was a genius play. Save for the playoffs.
Oh, man,
He's always
that's
trying to
great-
make a statement, buddy.
It was a brilliant, genius play.
Yeah.
Because you're going to block and you're going to get pass interference.
That's fantastic.
Unfortunately, YouTube does not have it, which I was trying to look for. But
It's hard to find the old football stuff on YouTube.
No,
NFL's pretty
come on,
locked
man.
down with that stuff.
Yeah, they don't let you.
No. So there's a Kelsey ad blitz coming. Kelsey is Travis Kelsey's going to be in 127 nationally aired ads. 127.
Jason and Travis?
No, just Travis.
Oh, okay.
127.
Still,
in the
Kelsey
last
brothers.
30 days, there's been over 83,000 airings of Travis Kelsey commercials.
Wow.
This brings-
Thank you, Taylor Swift.
This brings up a breaking news story this morning that I stumbled across. Conspiracy theorists on Reddit are circulating a document from his PR company that outlines the date of their breakup and how they're going to break up, and alleges that this was all an illusion to help be a showman for publicity for both of them.
this is a trend I've seen a lot.
Yeah, so
in
Kelsey's lawyer, he's got a lawyer team trying to put a squash to this. The PR company says it's not true, but someone's got a document with the PR company letterhead on it. And it says they're going to break up September 28th, how they're going to do it, what they're going to say about each other, when the social media posts are going to come out. All alleged. All alleged.
A lot of
but
celebrities do this,
It is
cuz.
out there on the internet floating around.
So, are they?
One more nugget. Part of Kelsey's team has been on podcasts saying he has made showmances to help publicity for stars. I'm just saying. That's just what's floating around right now.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, are they? You know what's been weird? You didn't see them over the summer, did you? Were they together?
Didn't hear
No.
anything
No
about
idea.
it. Not a
When you think
single
about
word.
it, there was always, those two together.
Yeah.
And you think they'd be traveled. There would be a picture of them in Venice.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Now
So,
we're in on this conspiracy.
conspiracy people, sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. We have no idea. Kelsey's lawyers leave us alone. We're just saying what's out there on the news.
I mean, would it shock us if it's true?
I
mean,
think
it
it's
would have
true.
shocked me.
I think it's true.
Did you?
100%. I thought it was
Well, there's
fishy.
no way
Not that I care.
I thought it was
gonna
fishy
be the 28th now. They're going to push it
Right,
back at least
right.
a couple weeks.
Yeah, it was fishy from day one.
I mean, look at that Amazon deal that the brothers just signed.
They could have. They really could have genuinely liked each
Nah,
other.
fake.
Popular
Really?
NFL player.
What? So she's what?
I
Wearing
don't know
the
what
cheap
she
shit?
gets out of it, though.
She doesn't need to.
She's
Fans.
got a
She
little
gets
bit
a
of
fan
publicity
base.
on NFL.
She gets NFL money. She gets
Nah,
involved in that.
she doesn't need that.
The NFL gets her.
Taylor Swift doesn't need anything.
Yeah, she doesn't
Dude,
need anything.
She's like,
Bigger than life. She's got more worldwide followers than anybody in the world.
She does 2 nights
Now
at the lake
football
by herself.
fans. Now she's got football fans.
She don't know, Skeeves.
dude, she brought new football fans over.
She's a behemoth.
She didn't bring football. She brought
She had
Taylor
fans.
Swift
She brought-
fans
She wore the-
to football.
Yes.
She didn't bring football fans to Taylor
No,
Swift.
exactly. Yes,
That's
yes.
the difference, and that's what I'm saying. She brought football
What the
fans
hell
to
out of you?
Taylor
You're out of your
Swift.
mind. She doesn't need any more fans. She
No.
doesn't need any more fans. She has the whole world.
I mean, what's the NFL going to give her? $10 million to do this? But
She's got more money than
billions.
anything.
No,
No,
what we're
billionaire.
saying is the
Yeah,
NFL
stop.
got new fans because Taylor brought her fan base to football.
Yeah, but what
Now
would
they're
be
all
her
kids.
interest
She,
in
she doesn't need anything.
Yeah.
No.
Chiefs up.
Skeeves.
No, Skeeves
Can,
always
yeah. Can I bop around one more before we get out of here? I think it's
Yeah.
fun. The Ben Joyce, rookie. I think he's for the Angels. He pitched last night. He pitched the fastest ball since they've been keeping track of this.
Oh, really?
Since 2008. 105.5 he hit on the gun.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. It was 105.5 miles an hour.
No way. 105.5. 105.5. Oh, my God. Imagine that arm action.
Yeah. Imagine that coming after like a 88 slider or a change up.
105.
I want to see it in slow-mo.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know the difference between 95 and 90 is like
Yeah.
a big deal, right?
Yeah.
105. Oh, my God. All right, that's going to do it for us. Everybody, we love you. Thanks for hanging as always. All right. If you missed any of the program, diehards, man. Check it out. You can go listen to the podcast, rewatch it anytime you want. Always hang out with us. We love you guys. Stay tuned. Big day PHLY. And we got you set all day long. Have a great day. We'll see you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.